In the latest version of Civil Site Design, there's been some updates to the network strings forms, namely the curb returns, cul-de-sacs, knuckles, and the roundabouts. Here's a brief overview of how those updates now look. The major cosmetic change to all of these forms is the addition of hover graphics. So as you move your mouse over a particular cell or label within the form, the diagram updates to indicate what exactly it is that you're editing or creating. Underneath the graphic, we've also included help text, which will assist with that particular diagram and help educate new users and re-educate existing users on what that tool does. The major changes to the curb return have come in the way of the template. So when you've initially created a curb return, you were never offered the chance to choose a template or the batter slope. The template for your curb return is generated from the active settings, and in there you can choose what default template is used for all your curb returns. The default is generally auto. If you do pick auto, the software will apply batter slopes or daylight slopes, again defaulting from the active settings. When you create your curb return, you're now offered the chance to change these values if you wish. You can also choose to not have any batters or daylight created at all if you do happen to pick auto. The connection code is still the same, so this is the code which will allow you to connect between the two road strings that are being used, and underneath the horizontal geometry options are still the same. To the right hand side within the hover graphic image there is a design flag button. So previously this was called reset design flag. This determines whether or not the software will automatically undertake the design of the curb return for you, or whether or not you would like to override. At any point you can come in and change the design flag options if you need. Once you've created the curb return, it's much the same. You can create updates, delete the curb return if you want to remove it, and also we can show the vertical grading editor when we close. In addition to the hover graphics and the help text, the Cul-De-Sac Tool has now been developed into a single form, and it's broken down into two clear sections. Everything on the left is about creating the alignment that is going to be used for your cul-de-sac. Everything on the right hand side is related to the string creation that sits on top of that alignment. The buttons that are in the bottom right hand corner are now to assist you with that creation. Create Update Alignment will update the alignment that your string is using. Create Update String will update the string and the vertical design associated on top of that alignment. The incoming row can now be chosen by picking within the drawing in addition to picking in the pull down. The design flag button, or what was previously known as reset design flag, is now found in the center of the hover graphic, and this can be changed at any time. Again, whilst the functionality for the string creation has remained the same, some of the terminology has been changed. So where previously we had the transfer levels 2, this has been renamed to calculate levels 2. The centerline endpoint will allow you to determine the chainage where the end of the centerline should terminate within the cul-de-sac. This works in conjunction with the Emit Pavement Code tool. Unless it's checked on, the centerline endpoint option is not available. When we reposition the centerline endpoint, we emit the RDUM or LDUM code, which is the pavement code. In doing so, we remove the subgrade from the cul-de-sac cross-section, but do allow continuous fall from one side of the cul-de-sac to the other. The development of the knuckle form is the same as the cul-de-sac form. The form is broken down into, again, two clear sections. The top half is related to the creation of the alignment for the knuckle, and the bottom half is related to the creation of the string. When we click on Create Update Alignments, we're updating the alignment that is being used for the knuckle. When we click on Create Update String, we're updating the string that is placed on top of the alignment. Some of the terminology again has been changed with the addition of the help text to assist users understanding how each of the aspects works. One significant change is the replacement of the Insert Midpoint button with Fit Vertical Curve. This means that between any of the automatic design that is calculated along the profile, the software can place either reverse curves or a single vertical curve depending on the instantaneous grades entering the profile. The Roundabout tool has now been redeveloped with the inclusion of the hover graphics. The workflow for this particular tool has now been structured entirely on the left hand side, so there is a clear path for users to follow for the creation and management of the roundabout.